What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and we're back finally from vacation, and so we're going to be taking a look at Kingdra EX and the King's Order attack. So what it does is that for 1 energy, we can put up to 3 water Pokemon from our discard pile onto our bench. What's important is that it doesn't say that it has to be a basic, it can be any water Pokemon, and so because of that, it allows us to kind of cheat out Baxcalibur and not require a Rare Candy. So ideally, what we want to do is on our first turn that we're able to attack, we want to be able to Rare Candy into Kingdra, have a Baxcalibur, preferably 2, in the discard pile, and cheat them out onto our bench, and then just kind of attack from there and go wild. The easiest way to achieve this is that we're going to use Irida, since that can search for our Kingdra as well as any item card, so that can be a Rare Candy or whatever else we're kind of looking for. And then on top of that, we also, as kind of a backup, we have the regular Kingdra, where it has the Seething Currents ability. What that'll let us do is that we can pick either player, ourselves or our opponent, have them put their hand to the bottom of the deck, and if they do, then they draw 4 cards, and it's pretty nice for us to be able to reshuffle our hand, get new cards if we need it, but also it allows us to kind of disrupt our opponent if there's things they want to add or things they want to do. We also run Palkia in this deck as an early game attacker, since if we're not able to get our big playoff with the King's Orders, then we can kind of struggle in the early game to get things going. Kingdra kind of takes a little bit of time to set up. And so because of that, we run Palkia as a backup attacker and kind of our early game beat stick until we're set up in the late game. For draw supporters, we also run a Fezandipiti, since this card is extremely strong and very good. It has the Flip the Script ability, where during our turn, if any of our Pokemon were knocked out, then we get to draw 3 cards. It's always very useful, definitely a very powerful card, and good in this deck, since, like I said, we're going to be falling behind a little bit in the early game, probably losing at a Horsea or 2, so it's good to have. We also have Greninja, and the reason why we play this is A, it's a great draw engine, but also we can combine it with Palkia, enable to Star Portal to it, throw stuff on. We have Prime Catcher and Boss, or a Counter Catcher, to kind of be able to pick our targets, move our Radiant Greninja around, and kind of pop off with that if our opponent kind of doesn't respect it or isn't prepared for it. But yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think and any changes or alterations that you would make. The set's still so new that there's a ton of different ways to kind of play the list, and so I'd be really curious to see what you guys are playing. Also, be sure to let me know what you want to see for like the future videos, like what you want to see next. I did a poll, but unfortunately the next one up in the poll is United Wings, which I want to cover, but it's currently bugged right now and doesn't really work super well. So I'll try to record it, but if I can't, I'm going to just do the next deck down, since United Wings is kind of broken right now. But yeah, that being said, the deck list is down in the description, as well as a link to the community Discord. Be sure to hop into that. We're all kind of play testing, going over deck lists and all that kind of stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, or you need people to practice with, be sure to jump into the Discord down below. And yeah, I think that's just about everything. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of YouTube stuff. And I will see you all. Oh, last thing. I want to give a shout out to my members. Thank you guys so much for everyone who has done that. Obviously, no obligation at all to do so, but I really do appreciate it. That extra level of support does mean a lot. So thank you guys so much for that, and I will see you guys all in game number 1 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 1, and we're going to be going first. We open Horsea and not much else, so we're really hoping for a good top deck. We are matching sleeves, though. We'll see if we're also matching deck. We're not, but I'm very curious to see what this thing is. Seems worthless. Also, for some odd reason, I thought I was going first, but I'm not. Which makes me feel much better. Psychic Energy. Well, first things first, we discard both of these. Then we get ourselves Horsea. Actually, we'll grab ourselves a... Yeah, we'll go Greninja. Then we'll attach an energy to the Horsea. We'll go Iono. Well, that works out perfectly. We'll go Buddy Poffin for one more Horsea. We'll go concealed cards with Greninja. Wonderful. There's our Palkia. And then we end our turn. So, ideally... Okay, so, wait, what is this deck? I understood this and this, but this with that makes no sense, as well as this with any of this. Okay, for context, I am actually playing, like, ranked. Like, this isn't a random casual game with nothing, you know, like, nothing weird. I'm not, like, in casual or at low rank like I am in Masters. But I'm definitely very confused. So, can I just... grab... Actually, I'll go Prime Catcher instead. Because, like, yeah, I want Baxcalibur out, but not more than I just want to start taking prizes. So, I'll bring this thing up. I'll bring Greninja. We'll go ahead and Star Portal. 2 energies onto Radiant Greninja. Throw an energy down. Go ahead and Moonlight Shuriken. We'll get rid of this because it has an energy on it. And I guess Charizard because it could be the most annoying. Yeah, I guess so. I don't really care about this. Cool, we get Fezandipiti and another Horsea. Yeah, I guess I could have knocked out one of these, but that outcome was going to happen no matter what. The main thing is that this is worthless, so I want to keep this just kind of trapped in the active. Or at bare minimum, force them to have to discard an energy to retreat it. The Iono is fine with us. There's another Charmander. Okay, I mean, we can't retreat, which is kind of what I would have wanted to do. I'm gonna just use this. Grab myself 2 more energy. Really, we're just looking for Switch at this point. That'll work. Because the question is, do we want to Ultra Ball, get ourselves... Yeah, I feel like we could. Go this and this for now. We could grab ourselves a new Kingdra, but we could actually just grab ourselves the Seething Currents one. Go ahead and Rare Candy. We'll Seething Currents ourselves. Get ourselves a new hand, hopefully getting ourselves into Irida, which we didn't do, but that's still okay. So we can go energy here. We'll go Iono. giving ourselves one more chance at finding our Switch, which again we didn't do, but we did get into Irida at least. Because what we wanted to do is be able to get into Switch, go Kingdra, use our King's Orders, get double Baxcalibur on board, and then just kind of pop off from there. Unfortunately, that didn't really work out for us. And ironically, this dumb bird became kind of annoying for a turn. But it still works out, because like if they don't KO us here on this turn, we just use Greninja all over again. It's definitely a weird game one, because I don't get what their deck does. Like, I don't... So I guess rather than having Pidgeot as your stage, like as your other stage 2, they're playing a 3 stage 2 deck with just Greninja, Dracopult, and Charizard. But like Pidgeot's why that works, so I don't think removing it is a good idea. And they're playing Lance. And Arceus. What is this deck? I'm so genuinely confused. And they have Jock, so they could actually go double Dracopult here, which is what they do. But they don't have a way to power it, so like it doesn't matter, right? Unless they have Neo Upper Energy, which they don't. They retreat. Bring that in. They can attack for 70, which isn't enough to KO us. So at that point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach the energy to Greninja. I can go ahead and Nest Ball, grab myself Fezandipiti for the following turn. Since this will get KO'd anyway, I can move up the Palkia. Yeah, let's burn our Irida. I could just go Switch, get them out now. But I'm just going to grab myself like the Spirit Energy. And I'll grab myself one more Kingdra. I feel like that's fine. I don't really need to use this. Actually, we will use it only because we know, and we're going to use it on our opponent's hand. That gets them one more card to work with, but we know that they didn't have energy other than like the fire energy they wanted to already use. And we're going to be able to snipe out the Greninja anyway. And we'll get rid of this since it is a free retreater. Taking 2 more prize cards. Bop. Bop. There's a Horsea Baxcalibur. And the main reason for this is that there's nothing they can do to... Ah, they drew it anyway. There's nothing they can do to KO my Kingdra. At least not from here. So they'd have to... Even if they put like all 60 damage onto the Kingdra, it's still not enough to KO me. They'd need Charizard. So I have a turn that I can still use my King's Orders. And be totally fine to do so. But what I do want to do is just search my deck a little bit. Because ideally, and then we'll use this on them again just to put them to 4 cards and be a little bit annoying. You know, stop them from whatever it is that they were able to get off their prize cards. We can go ahead and King's Orders here. Or we'll do double Baxcalibur. And then after they attack us, it won't really matter. We'll have the ability to Superior Energy Retrieval, get all our energies back, and then just KO the Dracopult. They go... Okay. I mean, they can knock out the Fezandipiti, but it doesn't really change the overall state of the game. Definitely a very weird deck. I don't get what they were doing, but it is what it is. Maybe I just somehow got paired with somebody like really low, or they're trying to do something really overly complicated. I'm not totally sure. But now we just get rid of this and this. Grab ourselves 4 energy. We'll use the next one as well. Get ourselves those other 3 just to do maximum damage. We had double Baxcalibur, so it's not like they could boss one up and deal with it that way. Which is also the benefit, is like the fact that we can always grab ourselves 2 means we're kind of boss immune from the fact that, you know, they could use, like, we will never be trapped out of not having a Baxcalibur to use. We'll hit for 450, knocking that out, taking our last 2 prizes. And that's going to be a very weird game 1, but yeah, I'm still very confused. But, you know, we play with what we get. We, you know, do what we can. Sometimes that just is what it is. Our opponent's playing something weird, or maybe they're just kind of being wacky. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be game number 1, and I'll see you guys in game number 2 in a second. Peace. Alright, we're into the next game, and we're going to be going first. We have a Horsea available to us, as well as a Rare Candy. So we'll see. They do have to open Lumineon, which is actually kind of nice for us, because that's definitely something they didn't want to have to do. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves Greninja. Use the concealed cards. We don't get what we were really looking for, but it can potentially work out for us on our next turn. If we were to get into something like an Irida, that would be really, really big. What we'll probably end up doing is using the Superior Energy Retrieval to grab back our 1 energy, even though that's really not great. Like, that's not what we want, obviously, but it's maybe what we have to do, just so we can dig with Greninja a little bit deeper. Because if we can get that, Iono's kind of bad for us. Okay, it may work out, but it's definitely not what we wanted. There's the Nest Ball for another Dreepy. Alright, so what I think we do here is we go Ultra Ball for Palkia, Horsea. Use that to get our Kingdra. We Rare Candy to that. And then we go Ultra Ball after. Or, sorry, we go Iono after. So then we can Concealed cards. Get ourselves a couple more. And then from there, we'll play down. We'll go Superior Energy Retrieval to get rid of the Baxcalibur and the Iono. The main reason why we're doing that is just so that way we have an energy that we can attach. That way we can go King's Orders. We'll grab ourselves Baxcalibur and our Palkia VSTAR. And 1 Horsea. yes, Horsea can get knocked out here by our opponent's Dracopult if they make it, but I don't think they will. Plus, they're going to need a lot of pieces in order to attack us in the first place. They'd need a Switch, their Dracopult, and their Neo Upper Energy, and a Rare Candy. So, I don't really see that happening right now. Dust Skull and a Pidgey. What I wanted to do was Irida, get Rare Candy and a new Kingdra, but honestly, I think I'm going to pivot that play, and I'm going to go ahead and Prime Catcher with Greninja to knock out the Pidgey and the Dracopult. I think is going to be my play. Ultra Ball. I mean, they could go Dracopult here. And they could Rotom for a Rare Candy. But in order to get an attack off, they'd still need the Neo Upper Energy and a Switch. Wow, they had everything. Okay. So, though that was an impressive play on their part, like to get everything they needed, all that really changes now is that I'm going to Irida for... I'm just going to Irida now for a Earthen Vessel and knock this out, because then, like, what will they have? Actually, let's see if I even need to. Do 1, 2. We'll hold on to that for a second. 200, 250. Alright, yeah, so I will. But that's fine. We'll go Super Cold one more time. Then, like I said, we'll Irida here. We'll grab ourselves another Kingdra for later. And we'll grab the Earthen Vessel. We'll get rid of our Fezandipiti. Get ourselves 2 more energy. And then this will be 300. Right, yep. And then 350. So we can Hydro Pump for 350. Getting rid of the Dracopult. And the problem is, like, they committed so heavily to that play that now it's like, what else do they have? Because they can't make, like, they can't get their Neo Upper all over again. They're not going to have the ability to attack me even if they can make Dracopult on this turn. It means that what we'll be able to do is we could literally Irida all over again. So they could go Pidgeot here, get themselves a Dracopult, evolve. And then place an energy for next turn. But if that's the play they go for, then we just Prime Catcher that up and retreat. Oh, I mean, never mind. They could evolve, manually attach, and attack, and that'd be pretty big for them, actually. Especially if they want to put the 60 damage down onto the Horsea. But that would require that out of those cards, with no ability to search, they found Dracopult and an energy. Using the Ultra Ball there was kind of dumb when they could have just went right for Night Stretcher, right? Ultra Ball again, which means they don't have it. Good play with the Fezandipiti. So do they get a Psychic Energy out of it? There's a PAL pad, so that tells me they didn't. Which really what that means is on this turn, what we'll do... Oh, maybe they did. Because they're still playing it. They go Counter Catcher. So no, they're going to try to boss trap me. Or are they going to retreat and go for a jet? They do not. Alright, so we just Prime Catcher and close out the game. The Rare Candy made that a little bit easier as well, because now we can just grab that. We go Prime Catcher, pull up the Drake Bolt, stopping pretty much any offense that our opponent was going to be able to do. And then from here, we can just Irida. We'll grab ourselves the extra Kingdra, and we'll grab... What else do we really want? I guess another Rare Candy. No, we'll grab the Spirit Energy Retrieval for later. But for right now, we can hold on to the energy. We'll go Hydro Pump again. That'll knock out their Drake Bolt. And put them in a position where there's really nothing else they can do. Because they're not going to be able to get anything powered up enough to KO me or to, like, attack me. And even if they are able to knock this out, we already have another Kingdra and a Baxcalibur. There's no way that they can knock out both. Unless they went... They'd have to go Rare Candy Duskull into Dusknoir, KO themselves, and I think that would do enough damage to KO this, right? How much does this do? 130? How much does that do? Yeah, so that'll do 130. So actually, they could KO themselves with Dusknoir. That would knock out the Baxcalibur. And then from there, they'd have to be able to power up the, like, either this Pidgeot could do it, or... Yeah, they'd have to power up Pidgeot and attack into Kingdra EX with the Pidgeot. Would be their really only way. Because they have to clear both of these in order to succeed. Because just clearing the Kingdra EX isn't enough, because it'll leave me with Baxcalibur and the ability to attack with the other Kingdra. And just KOing Baxcalibur means that I still have Kingdra on board to be able to attack with. Oh, good play. They're going to be able to. Well, even then, not really. Okay, they'll be able to clear both, but not in a way that actually matters. Wait. What? So are they going to go Dusknoir to KO the Kingdra and then attack with Charizard to KO this, take 4 prizes? Would be the play. I mean, it's a good way to even it up, but we still keep Bax and the Kingdra. And then we KO the Charizard because you give up a prize card with Dusknoir. That being said, very cool little combo there to be able to use Charizard in the Dusknoir. Because, like, being able to swing 4 prizes in one turn is pretty good. Like, that's actually pretty big. Unfortunately, it's just not enough. Like, we have too many resources. And with the weakness to water, that actually kind of comes up huge. The problem for them is that we just had too many things we could do. Because if they're going to use the Radiant Charizard there, we would still have Palkia on bench with our VSTAR power available. And we would just knock them out with that anyway. So, like, being able, like, having to use it and put themselves to one prize with Dusknoir kind of just hurts them all the same. So, definitely a rough position for our opponent, but they played that as well as they could have at the end there. At least I think they did. I'd have to go back and, like, see what cards they had in order to work with and see how that went. But yeah, that's going to be game number 2, guys, and that's going to be it for the video. I'm back from vacation, but that also means I have a lot of housekeeping to do since I've been away for a lot of days. So it's going to be a little bit of a shorter video today, but our next one will be a little bit longer. So be sure to let me know what you want to see in the next one. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm a big fan of Kingdra. I'm really excited to see where this deck can go in the future as more water cards come out, because I think King's Orders is just something that's going to get stronger and stronger over time. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you again. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to join the Discord and be on the lookout for future events that we host there. So yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.